So today we're taking apart PS4. This is the 1200 model. The main thing that you can tell which model it is this section is not glossy like in the old models, and it's also not a Slim or a Pro. We're not going to go too much into the hard drives, which is what most people would need to do, but it's the same as the old ones, just you can apply pressure and slide it out, and then you can access the hard drive without even voiding the warranty on this. However, if you need to do anything more in depth and you need to get inside, we will have to void the warranty. I've already pulled the stickers off of this right here, and it's got 2 safety Torx screws in there. I've got size 6 security Torx screwdriver right there, and we'll go ahead and pull those out to start with. They're pretty simple to get. As you can see, I don't even have the rest of the screwdriver head on this. It's just takes up extra space. Now with older models, we had screws on either end here, and then the back just lifted right off. Well, this, we just have the 2 here, and then on either side, there's a little lip on the inside. It's hard to see in this video. I'll get a closer up under the lighting and see if we can see it okay. You can kind of see the lip there. It's a little scratched up because you have to get in there to get it out. So I just take a flathead screwdriver, and that is on the bottom side, and just a little bit of pressure right at that break, and then we can slide it backwards. And then hold that to where it doesn't slide back in, and we do the same thing on the other side. A little bit of pressure right at the seam. Now this is a little looser because I've already opened this one up before, hence it already had a couple scratches on there. And then we can open it up, and that's the inside of your PlayStation. Normally there would be a bit of tape here. As you can see, I've already been inside. There's nothing wrong with not putting the tape in. One of the things that I've seen for people needing to have these open, and actually why this one came to me, was a kid decided that the CD intake was a good spot to put their coins, and suddenly the disk drive stopped working. So to get any farther, we're gonna have to take out the power supply, which is right here, and that's held in with these 3 security screws, and then 2 standard Phillips head that hold this shielding on. We'll go ahead and take those out. And I don't have a magnetizer right now, so I have to snag all my screws out the old-fashioned way. These Phillips head ones are always a little longer than I feel like they're gonna be. So a little bit of light pressure upwards as I'm unscrewing them. And then another difference we have here is in the last ones, you could start lifting on the side and then just work it straight up. This one, if we go from this end here, there's a little lip where the screw was, and you can just lift and basically just pivot. It's gonna stick a little bit, and you're gonna get a kind of snapping sound as it goes. That is normal. And then underneath, we can unhook the power supply, which is attached right there. And then we have 3 ribbons coming from the disk drive. 2 of them just pull out with no clips to hold them in. And one of them has a little lift up lever. It just slides up, and then you can pull that out. And then we've got a ribbon that attaches over here as well, and that's also just a pull. Next, we have the antenna. screws in with another safety screw just right here, and the wiring goes all the way across. We'll go ahead and take that out to get it out of the way. We can just lift that antenna up and run the wires off in each spot. Set that out of the way. Now the CD drive is held in with safety screws here, 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 and here. So we can remove just those 4 and then we can get the CD drive out. And the whole CD drive just detaches. And then beyond that, we pretty much just have the fans, and you can get down to the CPU there. We're not going to worry about that right here. If you ever need to blow out the fans, one important bit of advice, I don't know for sure that it pertains to these PlayStations, but anytime you're blowing them out, make sure that you've got something that can hold the fan in place. Don't just let it spin. A lot of these computer and console fans have a motor that's designed to only go one direction, so you can actually burn it out by blowing air backwards through there. So just make sure you hold those in place when you're taking those out. So as I said, this PlayStation actually came to me because the person's child decided to put coins just right in the front of the CD drive. So if you ever need to get in more, there's a shielding right here that's taken off via, what do we got, 5, looks like 6 screws. We've got 4 that are easily visible and then 2 that are right behind this ribbon. And those are Phillips, not safety. And then once you get the shielding unhooked, we can begin taking it off. But the ribbons on this end have clips that hold them in place. You just, as long as you pay attention, you can maneuver and remove them from these clips, allowing it. And then you just have these 2 that still go through the shielding. But once you have that tape removed that I was talking about, you can easily enough just lift this up and slide the ribbon right through. And this is where I actually found the coins, was just right in here. One of them had actually dislodged this. If you ever need to get in here, be careful about it because it can pop out. It's just a gear that connects the motor to the mechanism that actually feeds the disc in and out. And it just slides right out. One of the coins had actually dislodged that before. So once you have everything in place and you've managed to look through and find anything that might be lodged in there, we can go ahead and start reassembling it. Start out by feeding this ribbon back through. This ribbon fits very nicely, just right in a little lip that's right there, and the whole thing sets right back down into place. Same deal here, I'm having to use these tweezers to get the screws into place in some of these deeper spots. It's really recommended that you get a magnetizer for your screwdrivers. It makes life a lot easier because then you can just stick your screws right on the end of your screwdriver instead of finagling them like I have to. And there we have it. We have all those screws back in. We can just set this CD drive right back in its location. Whether you put the ribbons into their little clips before or after, I've found that it's really not too difficult to do that at either point in time. And then we screw the corners back in with the safety screws. Once that's all reattached, we can go back and put the ribbons back in. Remember, this middle one has that little bit we had to lift up, so just make sure that's pulled up, and then you can slide the ribbon right in, and then you push that back down and it locks it into place. And we can reattach the wireless antenna. Then we're ready for the power supply again. Slides right down into this spot here. And then even though we lifted up in a lever motion before, making sure we're not pulling these ribbons too much, just slides straight back down, and you'll get that snap just like you did on the way out. And reapply these safety screws. And put the shielding back on. And then the top just slides right back on. Snap it down over those clips that we dealt with before. And then these security screws right in the back. And I go back and forth between calling them security screws, safety screws. I've heard them called tamper-proof also. I don't know for sure what the real name is. And there we have it. PlayStation has been fully, well, disassembled as far as the CD drive and put back together, and you're good to go. Hope this video helped anybody. Have a good night.